Hey you guys, so welcome back to my channel. Today I'm getting a little bit TMI, nitty gritty. Um, yeah, it's gonna be one of those TMI videos. So if anything, if you're easily grossed out, maybe move on. But if you like a gnarly story every once in a while, stick around. I'm going to do story time. I'm thinking of doing story time as part of a series and kind of give you guys what my experiences were, but I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, if you haven't seen already on the title, I had a parasite. And I need to take these off because they're really giving a glare on the camera. So I had a parasite back in October of 2021. And I suspect that I had the parasite for a few months because I literally was getting some serious side effects for a couple of months without even realizing it. And you hear people talk about getting a parasite or trying to pass a parasite, and you're like thinking to yourself, "Oh my God, like I hope I never have to go through that." And you think about just the grossness, and you hear stories from people passing a parasite and all that kind of stuff. So I was lucky enough to experience that myself. Um, it started off in July of 2021. I started getting a lot more bloating, a lot more sugar cravings. Then in like September, I started grinding my teeth at night, especially, and I was not myself. I was not myself. I felt like something took over my body. I didn't know what. I just was not feeling myself, and I had tried, you know, I didn't I've been working I was working out like 5 days a week, and my bloat was not going down. I couldn't figure out why my bloat wasn't going down. My eating, I every time I would eat, no matter what it was, my stomach would expand like I was 8 months pregnant. And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, this is weird. Like, I never used to be able to, like, even if I ate vegetables, my stomach would expand. And I'm like, this is not normal. Anyways, so come October, at this point, I was going for therapy for my vaccine dosage since like July at a reflexologist and a massage therapist. She did both. And I was doing a lymphatic massage, and with lymphatic massage, they usually do full body massages with your lymphatic system. So she saw my stomach and she said, "Are you experiencing severe bloating?" And I said, "Yeah. Um, I can't understand why I have the severe bloating, the sugar cravings, the grinding teeth, and I never really thought that it was a parasite at the time. I honestly didn't even think about it. I just chopped it up to, okay, maybe I just wasn't feeling well, whatever the case was." So, you know, she did her little magic on me. She did her massage. She changed her essential oils on my lymphatic massage. And then when I was done with her, she said, "Do me a favor, when you leave here, go buy yourself a probiotic and start your probiotic." I said, "Sure." At this point, I was desperate because I felt bloated in any of my clothes. I couldn't get rid of the bloat. It was insane. And it was totally uncomfortable too. I was desperate. So I'm like, you know what? Fine. I'm going to go to the natural food store. I'm going to pick up a probiotic and I'm going to start it. So I did. It was a Friday. I'll never forget. And the day I had my massage on the Friday, I picked up a probiotic. It was over the counter probiotic, so it wasn't refrigerated. And that night I started my probiotic. 3 days. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday night came, and I pooped out a worm. Actually, I pooped out 2 worms. I was disgusted with myself. They were white pinworms, okay? And I was disgusted. I was horrified. I was disgusted. I didn't know what to do. I was horrified. I called my nutritionist in tears. Because at this point, to get a doctor's appointment with my actual Western medicine doctor, I was waiting a month to see her. A month. So I said, screw this shit. I'm going to see a nutritionist. My next step was going to be a naturopath if my nutritionist couldn't help. But between my reflexologist and my nutritionist, I was able to fix the problem. So I called my nutritionist and she says, okay, come and see me tomorrow and we will see what we can do. So that's what I did. I went over and I saw her the next day and she goes, okay, how do you know you had a parasite? And I told her, I said, I saw it in the toilet when I went and did a bowel movement. It was 2 white pinworms and I was mortified. Mortified. I was literally disgusted with myself for weeks after that, okay? Like, I couldn't even eat any, like, carbs or, like, I just couldn't eat, like, even pasta I couldn't eat. I was just strictly eating fruits and vegetables because my stomach couldn't take even eating meat. I couldn't even eat meat. No meat, no carbs. I was so disgusted. The only thing I could get down was fresh fruit and vegetables. That was the only thing I could get down. So anyways, I go and see her the following day. And she says, okay, well, based on what you're telling me, yes, you did have a parasite. And that would explain your bloating and your severe discomfort. And I said, okay, but my issue now is that, sure, I've passed them, but there was 2 of them in there, and it takes 2 to make babies. So I'm now worried that there's eggs left in my intestines that are going to develop, and I'm going to feel uncomfortable again. So she said, to be safe, let's get you on a supplement to rid of any other parasites or pathogens that you may have in your body. Okay, at this point I was desperate, so I will do anything. She put me on a black walnut supplement that had, I don't have it on me now because I finished them. I'm done. I'm actually done the the series of supplements for getting rid of parasites, but she put me on a black walnut purge parasite supplement that we get at the natural food store. So it had all kinds of stuff in it. It had black walnut, dandelion, wormwood, something else. I can't remember. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Oregano oil, clove, garlic, all that kind of stuff. All in a little pill. You take it once or twice a day. And you take it for as long as your nutritionist or naturopath tells you. So I took it for 3 months, and and people usually say it takes up to about 3 months to kind of get rid of all parasites in your intestines. So after that, also, you guys, I wanted to mention, during the time that I was on the black walnut, I was going for lymphatic massage therapy at the same time, and she is also a reflexologist. Reflexology is a Chinese medicine. It's not an actual medicine. It's a strategy that they use. Pressure points under the feet are certain areas of your whole body. So when they activate those pressure points on your feet for reflexology, they try and heal you that way. And I can say with certainty that because I did the reflexology in conjunction with my nutritionist, I saw faster results than if I were to do it alone. I was parasite free at 2 months with reflexology. If I did it without, I think it would have taken longer, but I took the full 3 months of therapy and supplements just to be on the safe side. But I was certain, and we did test that I was parasite free at 2 months. But that was because I believe I did it with reflexology. So if you guys are not sure what reflexology is, make sure you research it and check it out. I really do recommend it. It has helped me immensely in other areas of my health as well. And I find that it's a more safer route, especially if people don't want to take like medications and all that. But supplements, don't be afraid of supplements because they are more natural and a natural based ingredient that comes from the earth. Just do your research and make sure you talk to a nutritionist if you are interested in taking a certain supplement. 3 months went by. She tested me, everything was good, I was fine. Great. Then I thought to myself, well, how do I prevent this from happening? How do I prevent this from happening? Like, how does one get a parasite? And in talking to her and doing some research, you can get it from anywhere. Really. You could touch a surface that was contaminated, put your hands to your mouth and get it from there. You can have your pet lick your face and get it from your pet. You can eat takeout food that was contaminated that you don't know was contaminated and get it from there. You can get it from anywhere. You could even get it on your groceries, like your fruits and vegetables, your meats, your salmon, like your fish. It could be anywhere. Anywhere. So I'm like, okay. Now, just so you guys know, for prevention, I was told by my nutritionist to eat whenever you're like going out to eat or eating sushi. You can even get it from sushi, by the way. Try using the Digest More by Renew Life. So this is what I was using and I still use when I am eating out or I'm eating a really heavy meal. It's the hydrochloric acid, and it's a digestive aid, digestive enzymes, contains betaine hydrochloride. There's 90 in a bottle, and I usually just take one with my like heaviest meal. If I eat 2 heavy meals, then I'll take one after each meal. But I usually use those to kind of keep my digestive tract intact because you just never know. You never know. And I find those really help. Especially if I'm eating like a really big meal and I feel gross after. Like, your stomach can't handle all that food. I pop one of those with my meal and I'm good to go. I don't feel as gross. So that does help. But let me tell you, digestion health is so important. After I cleaned up my digestion health and, cleaned out my intestines and, got back on track, my hair grows like a weed. My skin cleared up for the most part. I have a couple of hormonal breakouts right now because I'm going to be getting my monthly friend, us women. And I'm actually recovering from a massive cystic breakout from stress. But aside from that, my skin has been really good once I cleared out my gut health. And how do I keep my gut health intact is I continue to take the digestive pills whenever I have a really heavy meal. And I try to keep my eating as clean as possible. Fruits and vegetables. I'll eat a little bit of meat. Sometimes I'll eat fish, but if I do tend to eat fish, regardless if it's heavy or not, I will always have a digestive pill just to kind of make sure there's no critters hanging around in the food that we don't see because they're microscopic. Guys, I never thought I would get a parasite. Never once did I thought this. When you go through this, and you experience it for yourself, you tend to start believing in healing with food. Okay? Some people don't believe it. They believe in Western medicine. Good for you. Western medicine can be good in certain situations, especially if you're kind of running against time and you're having to save someone from something very, very serious. But for average day to day problems that a lot of us most likely have, always check your food and what you're eating. It could be the food that you're eating. A lot of people complain, and I've talked to so many people now that they've complained about bloating and constipation, and they feel like they've gained a ton of weight. Now, for me, my weight issues, is actually in related to my cortisol levels, which is a stress hormone, and I'm still working on my stress hormones. It's a long process, very long process. First, I was doing it just alone with my nutritionist and my massage and reflexologist and my massage therapist, but now I am getting involved a psychologist as well, because like the fluctuation in stress levels is just unreal. Unreal. But anyways, that's another whole topic on its own for another day. If you guys want me to get into my journey with my um, weight loss slash hormone levels and what I'm doing to try and combat them, let me know down below. But for the most part, parasites are real. Some people don't believe them, and a lot of Western medicine doctors do not believe in them. I'm very lucky I went to my nutritionist and she actually helped me out, because if I had to wait a month to see my Western medicine doctor, the doctor that Ontario government frickin' pays to have you see them, I would say that it would be a longer process because they probably wouldn't find the issue, because doctors from Western medicine are not trained to deal with this kind of stuff. They're more trained to deal with evidence with, like, if there's a tumor, or if there's something that has evidence in your body that they can treat. If there's more than likely, when you go to a Western medicine doctor and you test for parasites, they don't always come up in their test results, because their test results are very vague and not very detailed. So to each their own. In my experience, I learned that, let me tell you, if I didn't have my nutritionist, and a naturopath would have been next if my nutritionist couldn't help me, but luckily enough, my nutritionist was able to help me, and I was so grateful, because I felt like shit for a few months before I was able to fix the problem. And then after I fixed the problem, I started to get more energy back, and I started to have more more energy, and I wasn't as depressed as I was. I found that when I was when I had parasites, my depression was really, really bad, like extremely bad. And I think that's a side effect. I really do believe that is a side effect of having parasites. And some people have a more severe type of parasite than I did. Pinworms are pretty easy to get rid of. Like, there's people that I've seen online, and they've passed parasites that are literally like this long. I'm not kidding. The ones I had were like this, but like the ones that are fucking huge, oh, I don't know how you guys do it. I really don't. But anyways, my point being is, maintenance avoids the problem. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm maintaining after I've done the cleanse and I've done the whole supplementation. And for those of you who don't know, black walnut that I used to get rid of these is actually, they're all natural ingredients from the earth, black walnut, when you take it, it makes your blood bitter. and parasites live off of sugar and carbs. So if your blood is really sweet, it will drain all the sugar out of your blood to survive. If your blood is bitter, those parasites won't last long, my friends. Will not last long. So that's why I say be mindful what you're eating, where you're going to eat. Um, be mindful when you're cooking at home. Check your meats, check your fish. Make sure like you don't see anything out of the ordinary. And even if you don't see anything, it doesn't hurt to do a cleanse even once a month, just to kind of keep things, settle. Because I'm going to tell you, I've had parasites. I can say I've experienced it. It is not fun by any means. It is so uncomfortable, and you feel disgusted with yourself. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate you guys. And, if you made it to the end of this video not being grossed out, I mean, you guys get a double thumbs up. Don't forget to thumbs up the video. Comment down below if you are interested to see, like, my weight loss journey and how I'm going with that. It's not really a weight loss journey. It's more of a health and wellness journey, I guess you should say. But let me know down below if you want to see it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, everyone.